People, Scriptures here, back with another video. So, 2K developer by the name of the Czar, he put out a live stream last night. So, I'm just gonna break down certain pieces where, actually show you certain pieces where are pertinent towards this year's game and the mindset and what it takes to change aspects of the game as far as defense, AI, intelligence, the dribbling mechanic, and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna be breaking this down in pieces, but it's not gonna be me myself that's gonna break it down. I'm just gonna show you in sections that are gonna be most pertinent and more informational for you guys to get a better understanding of where the development team is at as far as 2K23. So let's get into it.
In that blog, fam, if you just watched a recap from somebody else's video, I know people like to do that. It's still worth your time to peruse it and go through and read it yourself. Because sometimes in a blog, man, there could be like somebody say something for 2 sentences worth, right? But that 2 sentences could have taken 2-3 months of somebody's time. You know what I mean? To develop that feature to that point. But in a blog, it's only 2 sentences, you know? So, as you can, I know initially you want to consume all the information, but go back and read, because we all know that 4 weeks after the game come out, people are going to be trying to convince you that we didn't do anything and we just copy and pasted the last game. You know what I mean? So you read the blog for yourself and you can see where some of the work went in. And like I've told you guys many times, man, AI work is, at this point, it's slow. To do things that you guys consider simple take a lot of time, man. And most importantly, take a lot of engineer hours, and those are expensive. So considering that, we make a lot of progress with the AI each year, but it may not seem like it to people who are not familiar with the process, because AI work is expensive and it's slow. But the good thing about what we do, what they allow us to do at 2K, is to build systems that we can continue to build on top of. So all the years I've been here, I haven't had to delete a system or remove stuff out in terms of the AI quality and the AI things that it does. So if we build it right, we can just continue to build on top of it, and it becomes a cumulative process.
When asked about whether or not there were going to be more consistent bump up animations or if they have been fine-tuned, and also is it going to be better than what 22 was, by a question in the chat, here was SAR's response in that regard.
Yeah, Geronimo, like I said, most of the stuff I'm talking about tonight, you guys have to see for yourself, because everybody got a different thought on, what's appropriate, what's enough, what's too much. I gave up years ago trying to tell people before the game come out, how something feels. You got to determine that for yourself. But one of the reasons why we want to go with shading defensively this year is to make sure, or to try to make sure, that the body ups made a lot more sense, right? So it didn't feel as random. You're trying to go somewhere where a defender's there, you need to expect a loss. Now, our system is super complex. Like, I got to work on body ups with my man Jerson this year. And so I got to learn a lot about that system. And the calculations that it makes is impressive, man. But it's all about how it's tuned. And so the shading is there, and hopefully we hit it right out the box. I think so. But yeah, people shouldn't be driving into the defenders. The one thing about the shade too is that you have to be like within 3 feet to have that shade bar show up. If you're gapping somebody so far off, then it doesn't really matter where you're at until you come into that range. So yeah, it's supposed to help the body ups feel more, to make them make more sense, right? But I have to tell you, it's not as easy to stay in a particular shade zone as you might think. with the dribbler moving left, right, you know what I mean, changing speed and direction, you know, you're going to have to work hard defensively to kind of stay where you want to stay.
When asked about whether or not adrenaline is just for offense, this was his answer.
But that's a very good question. I don't know the answer to that one. Yeah, the adrenaline's not just for dribbling. If they're using turbo, when you hit that turbo button, you're using adrenaline. So whether that's to sprint to a position, whether that's to explode out of a dribble move, whether that's to stay in front of the ball handler, and Spatial has played the game. So if y'all got questions in the chat or you see Spatial talking, he's not just giving an opinion on air. He's actually played it. They brought the good brother down for Community Day. So, and any good Sim Nation player will tell you, if you want to be good offensively, stay off turbo. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be using turbo till you already created the separation or the move has created the lane for you anyway. A lot of people use the turbo to create the lane. But wait, since early 2Ks, people tell you all the time, stay off turbo. It's a different game when you ride turbo all the time.
Anyway, let me know y'all thoughts on the comments below. Is these good changes bad? Now that we got a little bit more clarity than just the blog itself. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Anyways, this is Script here, signing out. Catch you on the next one. Peace.